Ben Armstrong, so Bitboy Crypto exposed what most people don't know about polkadot. Listen, guys, here's what we're going to be talking about. We're talking about John. I did a video on Friday where I talked about how I felt like that was probably maybe not dead, but dying. Already explained, you guys, why I said that. I'm going to stick up for myself a little bit on this and explain my viewpoint behind it and why historically what I said is true, accurate historically, and I'll explain what the move that Gavin Wood has made and why it's a little bit different in the context of what we usually see with CEOs stepping down. Okay, this is not going to be a long video, but here's the thing. Yeah, polkadot technically is like a layer 0, right? So it's an infrastructure, layer 0. It's a little nitpicky to me. I would still probably call a layer 1 just blanket in with the theorem Cardano, but not people want to make sure I put layer 0. Okay, so what you have underneath this here is you have the polkadot network, okay? And I'm going to kind of use Cardano because a lot of people watch channel No Cardano. I'm going to use this as I'm going to Cardano's infrastructure kind of as a comparison here. Okay, so you have the polkadot network kind of like you have the Cardano network. Put on a network. Now, behind Cardano, you have Emergo. You have IAC or IAG. IAG at this point, IAC is Hong Kong's global whatever, same company. And then you also have the Cardano Foundation. I don't know what's going on with the Cardano Foundation anymore. I haven't paid attention to it in a while. They did have some problems at one point. I don't know if they straightened them out. I don't know if it's not a major player anymore. I'm sure somebody, the Cardano community, can drop that down below. But these are basically three companies that create the card owner network. Obviously, you know Charles works over here for IAG. Foundation kind of supposed to be kind of a remarketing, I think, is what it was originally. IOG, I think, is the biz dev arm, I think, and then Emergo is the tech, whatever it is. It's close enough. People get they all three have a different role that they play in creating Cortana now with Polkadot. You'll have one. It's called Parity. Parity is the company behind Polkadot. Okay, now, we have Charles Hoskinson over here, right? Everybody knows Charles Hoskinson. He's not. He's the CEO. I think of IG technically. It's his role over here. You had an interim CEO. Which was one? Must have got Mr. Gavin Wood. I invite Gavin if Gavin wants to come on the channel. I'd love to have Gavin on channel to talk about this. Some people don't like it because they know I've probably made fun of Gavin's haircut too much. You know? Worked out when I made fun of Sam's haircut, didn't it? But Gavin's feeling like I think he's got a new haircut. So, you know, he's got a new haircut. He definitely would come on. But this doing an interview with Gavin Wood, just so you guys know, it does nothing for me. It does nothing for me. Like, it's not like if I get this big interview, Gavin Wood, like all these people gonna watch a chip and giving off my back means nothing to me. The reason why I put all this up here with Cardano is just so you guys understand the structure, how it's kind of similar to the structure of Polkadot. Okay, what happened here? Gavin Wood stepped down from the CEO role. Okay, now the CEO role, what did it? Was the interim CEO. Okay, it had to do with biz dev, basically. Okay, marketing, things like that. I don't know if you've ever seen God Would talk or you've ever listened to him. He's not like a super raw kind of guy. Okay, this is no Tony Robbins up on stage getting people hyped up. Okay, well, what does Gabe Wood? He's a tech guy. So what did he step down into now? He stepped down into, don't know. He's technically lead architect. I would assume he is, but basically what he's done is he stepped back into the tech side. He's now back on the tech side. Charles Hoskinson, by the way, said this was great, this was a good thing. And this is what I want to say. Okay, here is my issue. You look at this, you have a tech guy stepping down from the business world. Go back down to the tech. It seems like a good decision. It seems like it's something that can be positive when this isn't what he's good at. He's good at this, right? But here are the questions I have. And I'd love for Gavin to answer these. Here's the question number 1, okay. What is the confidence level in current temp team? So it was a confidence level in the current tech team. What does that say about the state of tech with Polkadot maybe? And look, maybe it just says, hi, Gavin really wants to go back to it. It'd be like if I took over as the CEO here, but when crypto and I wasn't doing videos anymore and I was like, yeah, I want to go back and do videos. That's cool. That's a good move. But how are things? Why did I have to step down? What was going on with the current team? Is it because I'm passionate? I want to go back to it. This is what I love doing, or was it because they couldn't crack it? So I had to come over and take all the videos, and I think that's the real question. I want to know, what is the confidence level, and the second question is, what does history say? Okay, if you start going through the list of projects that have Ellicott people, I'm not against you, not against you. I have Polkadot back. What does history say? What does history say? What does the fox say? What does history say? That's horrible. Let me rewrite that. History says when CEOs step down, whether they move to an advisor role, a board role, or a position. So far in crypto, it hasn't worked out okay. Usually they're stepping down. Your Dan Larimer stepped down from 74 companies in crypto. They always fail. After 8 leaves just as one step down to go be an ambassador, but he's still really actually in charge of the project of people. Look at that. Charles Hoskins is still there doing great. Vitality's still there. Charles Hoskins, Gavin Wood, not CEOs but co-founders, stepped down. Or Ethereum. It's struggled ever since in a lot of different ways. And you really start going down the list. You start seeing what's the only project that's in the top 50, at least the top 20, that had a CEO step down or a founder step down. That's done well. It's going to actually shock you here. It's tough coin. No, not Elon Musk as the CEO. Jackson Palmer stepped down, and his business partner, whoever was the number 2 guy, they were stepped down. But it's only doing well because of Elon Musk. Now look, you can say this is different. You can say, well, he stepped down from interim CEO of Parity, and now he's becoming the lead architect. It's different. That's fine. It's that argument. We'll see how it plays out. I hope you're right. I hope it is different. History has said when this happens in crypto, it's not been good. Great, and this is the outlier, but I'm just telling you that's what history says. And the number 3 thing, and the last thing I would touch on here, is project experience. So I talked to a few projects. Once again, I'm not trying to FUD Polkadot. I've talked to at least 2 projects that were originally launched on Polkadot. Or they wanted to be launched on Polkadot, and neither one of them are building there anymore. One's with their own chain, one moved to another chain. So, what's the project experience here? Look, what is that like if we see some that are no longer building there? And for me, I don't know, 74 projects that are like, oh, we love building on Polkadot. I've just talked to the left, so maybe I'm biased. Maybe it's just I've heard this, and so I've taken that information, and maybe I'm not giving it a fair shake. But I want to know, what do you guys think about Polkadot? Look, I'm certainly willing to listen to this argument when this guy broke down to me a little bit more about exactly what happened, how Parity's involved in. Listen, how he just not good at this stuff? Maybe that's actually one of the price has been struggling a little bit more than some of the other projects. Or if it didn't get as high in the bull run as we thought it would get, maybe with someone I was in that position, it'll do better. So I'm open to listen to that. But ultimately, we're gonna have to see how it all shakes out. And I want to know what your thoughts are on Polkadot. Drop that down below in the chat, and yeah, let's see where things go.